Hi folks, and welcome back to day 5 of daily videos. It's been a bit of a wild ride, but I am really enjoying it. Once again, another windy day, but we do have a little bit of blue skies just for a while, and we're mob-handed today. My mum and dad are down again because it's skip day. We have an extra helper today, Charlie. Oh. Skip isn't here yet. We've rushed down this morning, and I mean, it's kind of good that the Skip's not here yet. We've beat it, but there's lots of other things to show you. This is the tray of onions that I forgot to mention yesterday when I was counting the onions. I have far too many. I did plant some, and to be honest, they're in this New Horizon compost, which their root system is just appalling. So hopefully they'll do much better when they get out into the ground, into some of the new no-dig beds. I have something else I've brought up as well. Look at this. This is a proper cucumber. Doesn't quite rival Jesse's, but this is one of the few that I actually potted on, and this is in the same size pot as little Steve. This is a Honey Plus cucumber, and I brought it up today just because there is simply no room for it. It's outgrown the kind of propagation station at home, and unfortunately we've got some very cold temperatures over the next few days, so hopefully with a bit of fleece this Honey Plus cucumber will pull through. Little Steve, on the other hand, is a very good example of why you don't want to bring things out before they're ready for it. This kind of came into the greenhouse just way too early. I wanted to see if it would survive, and it is still surviving, but once again we've got some cold temperatures on the way, so we'll see how you do, little Steve. This is also a Honey Plus, so those two cucumbers are the same variety, sown at the same time, same pot size. Slightly different. It's really no bother that the Skip isn't here yet, because there is plenty for us to be getting on with on the new plot. It's starting to come together, but honestly I was hoping to have done so much more by this Friday. I have put some things in the ground though, so it's so exciting to finally actually have both potatoes and some onions in the ground. I was so happy. It's a real milestone for the new plot. It's nice getting clearance work done, but actually getting things planted, you know, that's the whole point of everything, isn't it? So it just feels amazing. It feels so good. Despite their appalling root systems, they do look like fairly healthy plants. And now that they're out into this bed, I'm just really hopeful. Oh, but yeah, let me show you. Yesterday, I opened a bag of New Horizon peat-free compost, and that's what I've planted. It's what I started loads of things off this season, just because I had it lying around, and you saw in my chili update videos just how slowly they were growing. Unfortunately, I used that compost for a few other things, the onions included. And yesterday I opened a fresh bag of it. I say fresh, it has been laying around for like 2 years, but still, you do not expect compost to look like this. Solid as a rock. This is like infested with, what, I guess infested is the wrong word, but this looks like some kind of mycelium, right? There's been some kind of fungal growth that has just ripped through here, and I don't want to pick it up right now because I've not got my gloves on, but it's just solid concrete. I was really careful not to like breathe it in, but have you ever seen anything like this? I mentioned it to Jessie from Plot 37, and she used to work in a garden centre, and she said this was actually fairly common. I think for this kind of compost it would come back to the garden centre because people would pick it up and be like, what is going on here? Just really quite strange, and I don't really want to grow in it. I think like generally mycelium and mycelial networks are good in soil, but I don't really think if you put this in soil it'll kind of instantly transfer to the soil or confer any benefits really, so yeah. Anyway, it's starting off as a beautiful day, and both my parents are quite camera shy and they're eager to get started, so I'm going to give them some jobs. We're going to get to work doing something, and I'll give you an update very soon. So it turns out that actually Charlie, that is his name, isn't it? Charlie, actually a bit more of a hindrance than a help. My dad is now just putting back some of the onions that Charlie dug up. Hello, you little terror. Come out the way. Come out the way. So while I've put my parents to work putting in the onions, I am going to work on this bit of ground here. We're going to turn this into a no-dig bed, and these kind of pallet collars it's a bit interesting because they've been put here, but there's not actually any material inside, which is fine. It means there's a nice blank canvas. There is a lot of wood chip on the floor. So I'm going to just see how deep that is, and where it's really deep, I might just scrape it back a little bit, because when we put cardboard on top of here and mulch on top of the cardboard, we want the plant's roots that are going beneath the cardboard to go into the soil. And a little bit of wood chip is fine, but if it's mostly wood chip that the roots find, I think it'll knock the plants a little bit. But I'm just so excited to turn over a little bit more of this new plot. It is remarkable, having just spent yesterday digging over the ground for the potatoes, just how much easier this is. This is a bigger area than I dug yesterday. And just as soon as you put the cardboard down, you walk away and it just feels transformed. It just feels like you've kind of cleared the area so quickly. And the next step is easy as well. What I'm going to do is get these pallet collars. They do go too high. I'm not sure how permanent this is going to be, but for now I'm going to put these pallet collars back on, get some manure in, wood chip down the middle for some paths, and we'll have a new growing area. It's just as simple as that. Yeah, no dig is a bit of a revelation. I always kind of thought, is it actually that much of a saving of time? And I think I just forgot how much effort it is digging ground. This is one of those sites that allotmenters get weird about. Properly exciting when you see the skip arrive. Good news is the skip is here. People are swarming it. It's like flies on something. And I've just realised I had this, didn't I? Container. And I thought it was full of soil. And I thought, oh, maybe I should check that. And surprise, surprise, it's absolutely horrible. So all of that is just going straight in the skip today. There's no sorting through it, no way. Oh, just look at this. I'm absolutely exhausted shoveling all this. And thank you to all the helpful suggestions I had about how to deal with plastic on this plot. The main one was to build a kind of sieve or a riddle or something like that to sieve it, but generally the issue has been not the big stuff that you can pick out, but all the tiny, tiny little pieces that, you know, little balls of polystyrene and things like that that will just go straight through the riddle. So, well, at least, I mean, the silver lining here is, at least I realised this was here before the skip left. Now, it's possible that I've been getting a bit carried away today. I was so elated when I finally just got the last load of rubbish into the skip, and we were having a little sit down. It's absolutely shattered, and you know, this little bit of the plot just caught my eye. So you know, when you feel a bit idle. I should have been resting, but hey, started tackling this, and my worst fear has come true. My mum just pulled up a bramble, and I heard that telltale sound of the roots in carpet. And I've pulled back the soil a little bit. There's some wood chip that's been mulched on here, but unfortunately, there is a layer of membrane, and oh, it is carpet. It is carpet. And actually, this might not be too bad. It looks like there's a few layers of mulch here, but we're just gonna have to start pulling it back and having a good look. The issue with membrane is when the roots of plants and grasses have become completely entangled in that membrane, because it just becomes such a job trying to pull the membrane out. And then afterwards, just got pricked in the bum by a bramble. And then afterwards, you need to dig out the brambles and stuff. There are a lot of brambles in here, which is not really great news. So this is a bit more work, but we'll get there, won't we? We'll get there. It feels really good to be making some progress today. What a mammoth day, folks. I am quite exhausted, to be honest. I think I've slightly overdone it. I am really feeling it, especially after a week of being up here every day, really good shifts, and then I hope you've been enjoying the daily videos. There's still quite a lot to do, but it does feel like the plot is starting to take shape. A massive thank you to my parents. It was really nice for them to come down. I've now got 2 of these beds just filled with onions. A massive thank you too to my patrons. And we've got a new chili pepper tier patron, so hello to Pam. And a massive thank you to Tony, Bill, Louise and Michael as well, my chili pepper patrons, just really making all of this so much easier. So thank you to you. But like I say, I really do feel like I've slightly overdone it. The plot is starting to take shape though, which is wonderful. Funnily enough, I think the comments that I get that I enjoy the most are when people say that they've been inspired by my videos to kind of get out and do some stuff in their own gardens. And funnily enough, that's exactly what my parents have been saying. They've started watching my videos and they're really enjoying them. And they've got a key to the allotment now. They want to have a little go at stuff. So what I've done is I've said this bit is now theirs, so they can come up whenever and try and tackle this, which I know maybe seems a little bit mean. I've only just realised as I'm saying this on camera that this is quite a horrible job, and it does seem like I've given them the difficult task. But the thing is that it's a really nice one for them to come and plug away at. As you know, my dad has had loads of health problems, making a fantastic recovery though. So for him, it's really good to just be able to put in like come and have a little walk up here, and maybe just spend 10-15 minutes doing a little task. And they can't really go wrong with that, you know, they can't like pull up onions or accidentally weed my salads or anything like that. So it's quite a nice job to give my parents, I think, and it's really nice to have them helping out. The rest of the plot, obviously, there is so much to do. I was really hoping to basically, by the end of this week, have the entire plot looking like this, entirely converted into no-dig beds. Perhaps a little ambitious. I think maybe I could have done it if it weren't for all the rubbish that I found. But there's still quite a lot to do. I think what I'm going to do is come up tomorrow, Saturday, and give it a really good go without the camera. Just focus on trying to get as much done as I possibly can, and then I will give you a tour in good time. Look at this. This is, you know, like, it's still a complete and utter mess, isn't it? But I'm so happy. This is so much progress. So much cardboard there, but look, it's moving in the right direction. I really am completely exhausted. I can barely speak. All that's left for me to do is to say thank you ever so much for watching. There's another video here that you might enjoy, and hopefully I'll see you again next time.